Welcome to another episode of Zombie Beach.
Yes, it's good to be here.
It's good to be back. We've been away for a while.
Yes, actually, I've been in the Yukon.
I've heard that. You were in
Yes.
Alaska.
For 11 days, actually.
That's interesting. You're going to have to tell me all about it. But also, because in honor of you being in Alaska, I looked up a whole bunch of strange facts about not only Alaska, but Sarah Palin.
Oh, really?
Yes. But first of all, let's start with your Alaska trip. What happened? Yeah, you were on a train, a boat,
We were
on a caribou.
Well, although we did see the north end of a southbound caribou in front of our bus going through Denali Park. But we were on a cruise ship for 3 days that left out of Canada, and did that for 3 days. Went up through Tracy Arm and didn't get all the way up into Tracy Arm, but we did see large chunks of ice that were this amazing blue color.
I've heard about that. Yeah,
like electric blue. It's kind of like those blue night lights that you plug into the wall. It's kind of like that color blue, except in the daytime.
There was this, I think it was, who was it? There was a really rich guy who used to go up there in his yacht. And it was mainly because he loved that ice, he would send his servants out in a little boat to chip it off and bring back buckets of it so they could have it in their drinks.
Really? Now, I had heard about a vodka company that actually goes out and harvests ice from the glaciers. I think, in fact, ironically, it's called glacier vodka. And their big thing is that it's, 2,000-year-old water. Yeah, and fish excrement or something like that. I don't know. But it doesn't sound very exciting to me. But anyway, we saw that, and that was a lot of fun. A cruise ship is an amazing experience. It's like being on a floating hotel where your every need is met for 3 days solid. I mean, there's more food than you can possibly consume in your lifetime, and there's a casino, and there's shows, and there's bingo and wine tasting, and at least 2 to 3 bars on every single deck, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great time, but really the adventure part of it started after we got out of the cruise ship, and we get on a tour bus, one of those big luxury coaches. And we got this 24-year-old Canadian guy named Dan, ironically. And he gets on the microphone and he says, "I just want to inform you that the moment you left the ship, your vacation is over and your adventure has just started." And now we're looking at a bus like, I would say that my wife and I and this other couple were probably the youngest people on the bus. So... yeah, it was closing in on the Geritol crowd for sure. But I got to tell you, they were quite a bit of fun, and everybody had a great time. We drove all over the Yukon. I mean, by bus, and then we got off and got on this old refurbished early 1900s train and rode that all the way through the Yukon and seeing all the
cool.
Dude, it was amazing, and we saw there was so much landscape. It was like trying to get a drink of water from a fire hose. It was just coming at you so fast and so much of it that you couldn't really see it all. And it was just beautiful, and it was green, and there were trees, and there were waterfalls, and there was moose and caribou. And we stopped over in this little town called Dawson, which was one of the big gold rush towns during the 1890s, and it went from about I think it had like 300, 400 people, and it swelled to like 60,000 people in like a 6-month period.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can imagine just this little town. I mean, it still has the dirt streets and the plywood sidewalks, and this one, I have to tell you this because it's so amazing. This one hotel has a a ritual that they do called the sour toe cocktail.
Ew.
Now, it's really a severed human toe in a shot of alcohol.
What?
I'm dead serious. No pun intended. It is the rumor has it that this guy who was a sailor got his toe cut off in some sort of accident, and he wanted to hang on to it, and he put it to preserve it in a shot of like rum or something on a table in a bar, and he stepped away for a few minutes, and some drunk sailor guy came up, saw the drink, didn't see the toe in it, and took the shot.
And it's the same toe?
Well, actually, the toe that I had used was the fifth generation of toe. One toe actually got swallowed by somebody. Um,
Oh my God.
now, there is a website, so everybody who's listening to the podcast can go check it out. It's sourtoecocktail.com. The most, dude, I have to tell you, I've got pictures. I'll send you a picture of Captain Vic. He looks like this scary, weaselly, hairy, dirty, scummy wharf rat looking guy wearing a captain's hat and a blazer, and he goes through this whole presentation of the toe. It's like he opens up his little pirate chest, and there it is sitting on a pile of salt, and it looks like a big honking chunk of beef jerky with a toenail on it.
Ew.
And so he pulls it out, and he's like talking about the toe, and he's hitting you in the face with it and waving it around. And his big thing is, it's like
Play
this
hacky sack with it.
you could play hacky sack with the toe. It was pretty amazing, actually. And he says you can drink it fast or you could drink it slow, but your lips must touch this gnarly toe. That's like his little rhyme. So, I've always been one for exciting and new adventures. So, $5 for a shot of Yukon Jack. I figure I'm in the Yukon. What better alcohol to do this with?
Hey.
So I do a shot of Yukon Jack. He plops the toe in. I do the shot. I get a 8x10 certificate and a membership card. I believe I'm member 32,984, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty exciting. That was actually the highlight of Dawson for me. My wife didn't kiss me for 2 days, but sad but true.
True,
and,
huh?
Yeah, well, she was a little put off by the toe. It was, I asked.
What was the argument like? Dan, you're not really going to do this. Dan,
Yeah,
you're not going to do this.
Now, I have to blame our bus driver because when we were going into Dawson, he says, look, they got this thing here. I don't know how many of you want to do it, but it's a severed toe in a shot of alcohol. So whoever wants to do it, here's the name of the hotel, and go for it. And actually, myself and this other retired policeman were the only two people on our tour bus that decided to do it. So we ended up doing it, and you know what? In all honesty, it wasn't that bad. I mean, yes, the disgusting part is it's a real human toe that's severed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like been pickled in alcohol for so long.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's no, it's not like a toe you would find on the street. It's like a toe that this is almost like a medically preserved toe.
It's not like a toe you would find in a little bowl of chili at Wendy's.
Yes, it's not like that kind of toe.
Oh, that was a thumb. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was a thumb, wasn't it? It was part of a finger that they found there. Yeah. Well, maybe Wendy's could do something like that. I think, with their chili and a toe.
They actually went through that. It didn't help their business much.
It did not?
Maybe in Alaska it would.
If they would have been in the Yukon, you could eat the chili fast, you could eat the chili slow, but you got to take a bite from somebody's severed toe or something to be their tagline. So anyway, there you go. I had a beverage with a severed toe. That's about as close to cannibalism as I think I'm going to actually be getting.
And look how much mileage you're going to get from that.
Dude, that was the whole reason for doing it, was because I will be telling this story well into the rest home.
You're just just like the most interesting man in the world.
I am so getting there.
There.
Either the most interesting or the most demented of the world, which a lot of my friends would probably argue for the latter. But yeah, so we did that, and we panned for gold. We went to Denali Park, which was an amazing place. It's like, dude, I'm not kidding you. It is probably one of the only places left in the world that is so untouched by humanity. I mean, we saw 13 grizzly bears, we saw a black bear, we saw caribou cruising around, baby cubs like wrestling and playing. We saw bald eagles. It was an amazing trip. I mean, there was so much to see that you really couldn't take it in, and it was almost sensory overload in a sense.
Overwhelming.
Very overwhelming, very much so. But that was the trip, and that was absolutely exciting and fun, and we had the best time, and got to hang out with my mother-in-law and Anne's sisters and their husbands. In fact, here's a funny story. So our very first stop, right? Now, this cruise line who set up the entire tour, they hire college students to work the summer tours, right? From all over the world. So this one place we stopped, it's like this little podunk one-horse town. I don't even remember the name of it, but all of the people there were from Bulgaria.
How cool.
So here's our waiter. His name's Vladimir. And so he's going around the table, and, we had dinner and, desserts included. So he's asking people for dessert, and they had this chocolate mousse, and everybody thought that sounded the best out of the bunch. So everyone's ordering mousse. And he gets all the way around the table, and he gets to me. Now, I am sure that in the translation of the language, that he really didn't mean to leave out the comma, but he said, "How about you, Moose?" So that was my nickname for the rest of the trip, was Moose. So thank you, Vladimir, for disparaging my good name.
Oh, now you can say, and some call me Moose.
Moose. And it has nothing to do with the size of my antlers. But so that was the trip. It was amazing, and it was fun, and nobody died, and I had a shot of alcohol with human toe in it.
And you know what? You probably saw our future. Pretty much, because, I mean...
in the future, everyone's going to drink drinks with toes in them?
Well, maybe. Depending on how the economy goes.
That's true.
But I was speaking more. Well, they're not calling it global warming anymore, because I think they're not really sure. They're calling it climate change.
Oh,
we must combat climate change. Well, yeah. I don't think there's any combating climate change. But if the global warming actually does happen, which it has in the past, Alaska is going to thaw and is going to be the big new United States as everybody vacates the way too humid and hot current United States. And
that's
Alaska is
true.
Huge. It's like half again as big as our whole country, isn't it?
Let's put it this way. This may put it into perspective for you. You can put 2.5 of the state of Texas in Alaska.
Yeah.
You can put over 460 of the state of New Hampshire in the state of Alaska. It's gargantuan. Dude, it's huge.
Well, I mean, here's this segues fine into some facts I looked up about it. There are 3 million lakes. 3 million lakes in Alaska.
3 million lakes in Alaska?
3 million lakes.
God. Dude, that's incredible.
More than half of the coastline of the entire United States is in Alaska.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
There's one more. Oh, and this is an interesting one. Alaska is the northernmost, westernmost, and easternmost state in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird, too, because, I mean, the northernmost and the westernmost, that's self-explanatory. But part of Alaska are the Aleutian Islands and that big long finger that reaches out toward Russia, right?
Yes.
They extend past the 180-degree line of the longitude, putting them in the eastern hemisphere.
I did not know that.
So
That's pretty amazing.
Alaska is amazing. I'm very envious because I've always wanted to go up there. It sounds like the coolest place.
No pun intended.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
And let me tell you this. I mean, you know how everyone says there's just not enough hours in the day? In Alaska, there is.
But only in the summer.
Well, I'm telling you what, my friend, the sun did not set until about 12:30, quarter to 1 every night. So we're looking out the window at 10:30 at night, and it looks like 3 in the afternoon.
Well, also, doesn't it like just circle around the horizon? It never
Well,
actually gets up above you, does it?
actually, it does. It does get like high noon, and
Oh,
then it
okay.
kind of dips down, and it's only dark for about 3.5, 4 hours.
Well, the only thing I really know about it is everything I've learned from that old comedy show about the doctor who was up there.
Yes, northern exposure.
Yeah.
We went when we were on the train coming back to flying out of Anchorage. We actually went through the town that show was based on.
How cool is that?
That was pretty darn cool, and we saw the unofficial mayor of that town, and thankfully he was dressed according to our tour guide. He sometimes comes out and has a penchant for being naked. So yeah, it's pretty Wild West up there, man. I'm telling you, if you get the opportunity to go, you would be so amazed. Number one, by the beauty. Number two, by just what a dichotomy of technology versus non-technology. Like, for example, we stayed in Denali Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one big hotel up on the hill has to have its water brought up for the hotel like several times a day.
Oh, that's bizarre.
But they have high-speed internet access. Isn't that the wackiest thing?
It's easier to pipe that in.
Yeah, I guess it is. And we went and we did a tour of I don't know if you know this. You've ever heard the story? Have you heard of the Iditarod, the
No.
dog sled race that they do every year?
No.
It's like 1,200 mile, 1,100 mile race.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out this guy's house who's won it 4 times in a row, right? And he shows us his 120 dogs and all that. And he's telling us that they finally got indoor plumbing like last year. But they've had high-speed internet for 3. So I'm sitting there going, you know, what a strange juxtaposition of technology versus, you know, Little House on the Prairie living.
Well, I'll tell you what, now that they have high-speed internet up there, I can move there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, and the beautiful part is it's like pretty much free at any of the hotels you go to. You don't have to pay for it. So you can like cruise around and just kind of park in front of a hotel and leech off of everyone's broadband.
Well, I've got a few more interesting facts for you.
Oh, please.
Alaska, and a couple of them have to do with mooses.
Oh.
Is it meese? What is the plural of moose?
It would be a moose.
Moosei?
Or Musada, perhaps? I don't know.
Mises?
Mises? Yeah, I guess it would be Mises if I remember Rocky and Bullwinkle correctly. And I'm sure that's the epitome of factual history.
No, that's what I learned. So,
go ahead.
Alaska state law says that you can't look at a moose from an airplane.
Does it really say that?
It's according to the internet. And you know the internet is the last word.
Well, thank you, Al Gore, for inventing that. I appreciate that. So really, that's a law that you can't look at a moose from an airplane?
Yes, I found it in a couple of different places. And also, there's another one. A law in Fairbanks, Alaska, does not allow a moose, or it says moose, maybe just moose is plural.
Right.
A law in Fairbanks, Alaska does not allow moose to have sex on the city streets.
Well,
I guess they fine them.
I guess they do. I don't know how you would. I'm not quite sure what the penal code would be for that, but that was a joke. You get a penal code.
Yeah, I got it.
Moose from having sex on the streets of Fairbanks. So really, now, what's the fine for that, or do we know?
It doesn't say. It just says it's not legal.
Mm.
And also, the world's largest metal coins in both size and standard value were copper plates used in Alaska about 150 years ago. They were about 3 feet long, 2 feet wide, and weighed 90 pounds and worth $2,500 each.
Wow.
That's a big coin.
That's a damn big coin.
Um,
I would hate to see the soda machine you'd have to use
yeah,
for
really.
that.
Yeah.
You'd have to get a running start.
I'm here to buy a car.
What? How would you even use that? I mean, what would be the point?
I don't know. Maybe that's how they transferred things between banks.
Man, I guess that would really be hell if you had one of those, like, collect one from each 50 state
Yeah, really.
things. It'd be like the size of a railroad yard, I would imagine.
Yeah, it sounds like it's the size of a railroad wheel.
Seriously, good Lord, that thing's huge. Wow. Now, where did you get all these facts off the internet?
Oh, yeah. It's from various sites all over the place. Since I gathered them from many, many sites, I didn't steal. I just did research.
Absolutely. That is called, what do we call that in the business?
Research.
Research, yeah. Creative research.
Well, here's one. Here's a website called secretsofsarahpalin.com.
Oh yes, you were going to disclose some. Now we were there. We actually walked by her house. We saw it from a distance a few days before she was getting ready to leave. However, we saw some suitcases on the porch, so I'm assuming that's what it was. But
well, this is kind of funny, and it actually ties in with you because it's the location is Los Angeles.
Uh-oh.
Producers in LA are casting for a Sarah Palin porn movie. And this is the ad. Needs Sarah Palin looking like ASAP for adult film. Looking for a Sarah Palin lookalike for an adult film to be shot in the next 10 days. Major adult studio, please send pictures, stats, etc. ASAP. Pay $2,000 to $3,000. No anal required.
Wow. I mean, well,
yeah, what do you say to that?
What do you say to that? I mean,
besides moving right along.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the amazing thing about that is I'm sure that I think it would have been interesting just to go to the casting call.
No,
could you even imagine all the Sarah Palin lookalikes going in there? But I mean, I guess that's not too out of the question because it really wouldn't take too much. You just have to have an angular face, kind of set your hair up to look, kind of like Sarah Palin. I guess you could get away with it.
Well, here's a good one. On the site is a picture, an actual picture of Sarah Palin in a bikini with an assault rifle.
Yes, and actually that's a real picture.
She looks like she'd be fun to party with.
Well, I mean, she was she was a beauty queen at one point. She was like Miss Alaska or something.
Yeah, there's a video up there for she was in her swimsuit video.
Oh.
There's also an article about how she shocked a music teacher by insisting that men and dinosaurs coexisted on Earth 6,000 years ago. I don't know. There's all sorts of fun things here. I've always I didn't vote for her, but I like her.
Oh yes, honestly, I would not have had a problem had she been the vice president. I think that would have been great. I think that would have been something amazing. I mean,
well, to me, she fits in with Alaska. She fits in with a place where you go and drink something with a human toe in it.
Exactly. And and that segment of the populace needs to have a spokesperson.
Yes, and Sarah Palin, we love you, but stay in Alaska.
Well, she's gone.
She's already gone?
She left. She's over. She said, and actually, in speaking with Alaskans,
probably saying good riddance.
Well, it was kind of split down the middle. I mean, some of them said she was doing a great job. They loved her. And some of them were like, you know what, get the hell out. So I guess it's just like regular politics. You can't please everybody all the time.
Yeah, that's the truth.
But seriously, you've made it when there's a casting call for an adult film looking for your look-alike.
There you go. That's like the ultimate compliment.
That is.
You
I
are
think
on the radar map.
exactly. And what's Tina Fey going to do now? She's going to have to come up with some other character.
I'm sure she's a talented woman, and she did fine without Sarah Palin.
That is true. She will survive. Now, did I tell you, by the way, that here's my my big Twitter celebrity moment?
Oh, okay.
I actually had Tina Fey following me on Twitter for 3 days.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that great? She just showed up, and I don't even know how she get there. I did a direct message and said, thanks for following me. How did you find me? And
that's when she dropped you, right?
Yeah, like immediately following, the next 2 days, it was like then she was gone. So it was one of those brief moments of Twitter celebritydom. I guess I don't even know if that's a real word or not, but
it is now.
Yeah. Hey, we said it's on the internet, so it's got to be true. So, dude,
if it's on the internet, it must be true.
True. That could be our new slogan on Zombie Beach.
Yeah, really.
If it's on the internet, it must be true. So now, what's been going on with you for the last month since we last chatted?
Oh, not much. Just the day job. And speaking of jobs, hey, since I don't really have much to say about me, how's your job situation? Still looking?
Dude, let me tell you, good Lord. I have not been able to land anything. I applied for this $12 an hour job, right? Part-time at a university being a site monitor. And I went through 2 interviews. It sounded great. Everyone was pumped. And then they gave it to someone else. So I just don't know what's going on. I don't know whether I'm being blackballed in the employment industry or what the deal is. It's very frustrating. So, if anyone's listening to this podcast and you're looking for a PR marketing, voiceover, web, graphic design guy, please give us a call here at Zombie Beach, and I'll be more than happy to pimp myself out for whatever price. No anal.
No anal.
That's right.
No anal.
That's it. Then I won't dress up like Sarah Palin. So,
speaking of give us a call, I've discovered something.
What's that?
You know how we haven't had any phone calls?
Yeah, it's been. We have gotten comments, but no phone calls.
Well, apparently I've been giving everybody the wrong phone number. Just kind of.
So what you're saying is there's this 80-year-old woman in New Jersey who's getting all the Zombie Beach calls?
Oh, she'll be in Dallas somewhere.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Now, how do you know this?
Because I tried dialing, and I'm like, does this thing even work? And so I dial it, and it's like it rings and rings, and someone else's answering machine picks up, and I'm like, what? I double-check the number, and I realize, oh my God, I've been saying 214-535-5833. It's 972-535-5833. So anybody out there who has actually tried to call us and left a message?
So call back, leave a message. I'm sure the poor lady in Dallas is really sick of hearing these horrible comments that you've left on her answering machine.
Yeah, all your complaints and everything about our tasteless subjects. Let's direct them to us instead of that poor lady.
Yeah.
At 972-535-5833. That's 972-535-5833 here at zombiebeach.zom.com.
Seriously, good heavens. Hey, so now, not meaning to get back on the track of zombies, but it just kind of seems that this has been, as of late, there has been a huge influx of zombie-related movies and news and all kinds of things.
Well, if you walk into a bookstore, it's all zombies.
It is.
Werewolves and especially vampires. That's it. That's everything.
I'm telling you right now, my friend. Oh, speaking of that, I was able to pick up an autographed copy of Sense and Sensibility and Zombies.
Oh, how cool!
I guess the guy did a book signing at this bookstore I stopped into, and they had like 3 or 4 copies left, so I picked one up. So I'm very excited about that. And the sequel, which I don't know if we talk about that?
No, we haven't talked about the sequel. I did read something about it.
Oh yeah, it's actually Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I apologize. The sequel is Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters. So I don't know if it's like a Cthulhu kind of creature, but the cover, has this the romance style thing with a guy in a captain's hat and a jacket with like all these
Yeah, the
tentacles coming off his face.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. He looked like
Yeah.
a character from one of the Captain Jack Disney
Oh,
pirate movies.
yes, he does look a lot like that, which I was kind of disappointed because I love the cover of Pride and Prejudice and
yeah.
Zombies. It's an amazing cover. So I was hoping that Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters would be a little more disturbing, but that's just me. And speaking of zombie movies, because I mean, let's be real here for just a moment. Pretty much the zombie genre is about people dying and coming back to life and eating brains, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell. Whether it's by infection from some man-made viral thing or if it's from some meteor that came too close to Earth and gave off radiation.
Well, even the last short story I had published was about zombies.
Was it really?
In
No,
a way,
I did not
yeah.
know that.
Yes.
In a way, what do you mean in a way?
Well, there's a series of books full of short stories and with a common theme, and the theme is not zombies but yumbies. Whereas they're yuppie zombies.
Oh, I like that.
What happened is something got released from a lab or whatever and turned everybody into zombies except for people who ate an inordinate amount of barbecue sauce.
Really?
Which somehow gave them immunity to it. And they
Wow.
were basically all the Bubbas of the earth.
Oh, that is hilarious.
And so I think the original was called Bubbas of the Apocalypse.
Yes, it was called Bubbas of the Apocalypse because I remember seeing that on your writer blog.
Yes.
It was being published somewhere.
Well, there's like 4 or 5 of them now, and they're all produced, or most of them are produced by Yard Dog Press. Wonderful press, small, feisty, funny, wicked cool press.
A boutique press, if you will.
Pretty much. They do science fiction, fantasy, and also, since there was such a niche following of these, a Dallas publisher called Ben Bella Books decided they would do a best of anthology, and my story is actually in one of the original Bubba books and in the anthology.
Wow, that's very exciting.
So, but mine is actually more of a it's more of a parody on the Alien movie, the original Alien movie.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So, and it's good. The story's called "It Came from Willie McCracken's Buttocks."
Yes. Okay. I remember that title.
Well, I'm sorry. I completely threw you off your train of thought. You were talking about zombies.
No. But I
had
think
to
that's
plug my.
No, plug away, my friend. For heaven's sakes, if we can't do it on our own podcast, where can we do it?
That's true.
Now, dude, I'm telling you right now, I think the Yumby Chronicles could be an amazing series, not unlike Twilight.
Well,
I don't know
keeps
how,
going.
but I just think that's hilarious that you would have yuppie zombies.
The 5th book is actually underway. I'm not sure if I'm going to write a story for it or not, but we'll see.
Dude, I'm telling you, right now, I think you should consider. I mean, look what happened to the chick that wrote Twilight. She was a housewife who wrote when the kids were at school, and now she's a multi-gazillionaire and can just hire someone to take care of her kids.
Totally more power to her. I love it.
I think, and J.K. Rowling, she was living in a car, wasn't she, for God's sakes? And
I don't know about that, but Boy, did she strike it rich.
Hello, absolutely. She's the number one paid uh, person, I believe, in Britain.
Wow.
And I mean, Stephen King, look at him. He was living in a trailer and he threw his first book in the trash, and his wife picked it out and turned it in. So, I'm telling you, don't look a gift zombie in the mouth, for heaven's sake. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, there's a big meteor shower. It's actually it peaked. It peaked this afternoon during the day, but it's still going tonight.
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe that asteroid with that zombie pestilence is going to land on Earth.
It could. I think
we could wake up tomorrow in a completely different world.
Well, did you see the remake of Dawn of the Dead?
No, I didn't.
It's very creepy. I mean, basically, this woman goes to work and comes home. She comes home and has sex with her husband, goes to sleep, wake up the next morning, and zombies are eating everybody. Like, just out of the blue, some little kid zombie walks into the house and then bites her husband on the neck. And it's like, what a horrible thing. Number one, it takes me at least 1 to 2 cups of coffee before I wake up in the morning. But to have some zombie child in my house that early without coffee is just wrong. I mean, that's just wrong.
Well, that video you sent me about the little zombie boy who likes turtles, that was pretty creepy.
Dude, was that not the weirdest damn video? It's like, so what do you think of all this? I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Yeah. Here's one, bite the head off of it. He was pretty creepy. It's like, what do you do with that?
I know.
Could you imagine being that reporter and having to recover from that?
She was flustered.
She really was. Reporters get very angry when they don't get the answer they want.
Oh man, I would just go with it.
Oh, I would too. I would have gone like, well, do you prefer like sea turtles? Do you like tortoises? Do you eat their brains? What do you do?
What kind of sauce do you like on it?
What kind of sauce? Hey, now speaking of that, because we're also talking about new movies that are coming out, this is probably the most original zombie movie idea I think I've ever heard of. Have you heard of this movie? It's called Grace.
No, I haven't heard of it.
Okay, here's the scenario. This woman's like 8.5 months pregnant, right? She gets in a car accident that kills the child inside of her.
Oh.
But she decides to carry it to term and wants to give birth to it.
Uh-huh.
Because she thinks that she can will the child back to life. So she gives birth and the child's stillborn. Mm-hmm. And the nurse comes in and goes, I'm sorry, you can't. You have to let go of the baby because we have to take it and prepare for the funeral. And the baby starts crying.
Oh.
And so the baby doesn't want regular like milk or formula. It wants blood and fresh meat.
Oh my God.
So it's like zombie baby.
Oh my God.
Dude, I'm not even kidding you. It's actually one of the creepiest, most original looking ideas that I think I've ever seen. And the trailer is amazing. You really have to see it. It's on the iTunes, or not iTunes, but QuickTime, mm-hmm. The movie trailer thing. Look for it. It's called Grace. It's very disturbing and probably the most original zombie-looking thing I've ever seen. Plus, new movie with our good friend Angus Scrimm from the Phantasm series of films.
Oh.
It's called I Sell Your Dead. It's kind of a period piece about a guy who does work on cadavers for schools.
Uh-huh.
And apparently this zombie thing happens, and so these guys, it's a comedy, so these guys figure out that they can go get a zombie corpse, and he can work on it, and then give it back and resell it over and over and over again. So it looks very funny and very, very clever, and there's a new Woody Harrelson movie, of all things, called Zombie Town.
Man,
where
zombies
it's like,
everywhere.
Dude, I'm telling you, we are riding the crest of a huge undead wave. So it's a pretty exciting time to be into zombies.
Well, I know there's Paul Giamatti.
Yes, yes.
is in, and I don't know anything about it, but it just keeps popping up on Facebook. He's got a new movie called Cold Souls,
Oh no, I have not seen that.
where they have okay, well, I'll just read the little blurb from Facebook. I'm Paul Giamatti, client of the Soul Storage Company. Learn how you too can have your soul painlessly extracted and stored today.
Interesting.
Opens August 21st.
Wow, what an interesting concept.
Sounds very Philip K. Dick to me.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Philip K. Dick, Disney movies, Disney Animation is doing a Philip K. Dick story.
No, they are not.
They are.
Which one are they doing?
It's his one and only kid story called King of the Elves, or King of the Fairies, one of the two.
Wow. Who they must be running out of
Well, Philip K. Dick is a huge hot property in Hollywood right now. There's another one. What's his name from Monty Python? Terry Gilliam, and just purchased the rights, or he's talking about doing a Philip K. Dick one, and he's doing it with Johnny Depp.
Oh, really?
And Johnny Depp, of course, is coming out in that new Lewis Carroll,
The Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton of all people.
which looks awesome to me.
Oh my gosh, I think it's going to be amazing. I think I mean
if anybody can do Alice in Wonderland, it would be Tim Burton.
Absolutely. Now, the only thing that's a little, and this is based solely off of the trailer, but it almost looks like Johnny Depp is reprising his role of Willy Wonka.
Oh, what is he the Mad Hatter?
Yes.
Hmm.
So he's kind of got that Marilyn Manson kind of thing going that he had in Willy Wonka, and that kind of.
In Willy Wonka, though, he was doing Michael Jackson. I thought he was doing. He said in an interview he was basing his character off Marilyn Manson. Well, okay, maybe he was, but it sure came off to a lot of people like
Michael Jackson, really?
The creepy Michael Jackson.
Wow.
Creepy kid molesting Michael Jackson.
Did he have a monkey?
He had the Oompa Loompas. Pretty darn close.
Yeah, who needs a monkey when you've got an Oompa Loompa?
No kidding.
Wow.
So, sorry to all you Michael Jackson fans out there.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Before he died, he was pretty weird.
Oh, yeah. Good Lord. Anybody who...
Now he's a saint.
Good Lord. I hope they don't put a statue of him up in that big Catholic church here in Los Angeles.
Too late.
It's already there? Well, there you go.
Yeah, really. They just erected it yesterday.
Yes, the saint of Beat It is what I think would be, so to speak, .com.
Well, I think we could wrap this thing. We're pretty much done.
I think so. I think we've covered a lot of topics, and I think we've had some fun facts about Alaska. We've had some fun zombie facts, and
we don't do anal. So
there you go. But if you are a Sarah Palin impersonator, you can call in. Jerry will send you the name and number of the studio looking to do the film.
Yeah, but you have to do it within 10 days. So give us a call, 972-535-5833.
Yeah, what's that number? What's that number again?
972-535-5833.
Yes.
Or contact us at that email address I can never remember at .zom.com.
.zom.com. And I think, did you ever give yourself an email address? Or am I still the only one?
No, I think there's... Oh, just go to the website and leave us a message on...
Yeah, just do that. Put it up on the board. And please, call back and give us some feedback about our show.
Give us some shit.
Because, well, the one guy really... did you read the comment that he left about that?
Yeah.
That he said that we had some really funny shit.
Yeah, but that we were totally gay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's
well, we were talking about Sex in the City.
Well, but just because we've seen the Sex and the City movie doesn't mean we're gay.
No, I don't think he.
That's like a total.
He just thought it was gay.
Oh, it was gay. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I got
us gay.
I got confused. Well, no, he said we were gay for watching Sex and the City.
Well, let's not insult our one listener.
Yeah, good point. You're entitled to your opinion, however asinine it may be.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so please call or write, send cards, letters, and even show topics. We would be open for that.
Yeah, I was thinking about one. Let me pitch this to you.
Oh no, please go ahead. Maybe we can get some feedback from our studio audience.
I thought we would do a theme show called The Science of Stupidity.
Oh, I'm so on board.
We as humans are so smart that we're stupid.
Yes.
I mean, animals are smarter than us in so many ways.
Yes.
They don't choke the ocean with plastic.
True.
They don't dump tons of poison into their only planetary environment.
That's true.
And they don't create doomsday weapons.
But they don't have high-speed internet access.
No, they don't. And also they they butt their heads together for fun. And,
that is true.
I guess some humans do that too.
Yes.
So anyway, give us a call. And,
I like that.
We'll see what happens.
Awesome. Well, Jerry, once again, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to do another exciting episode of It Came from the Living Horror of Zombie Beach.
Well, this is Jerry signing off.
And this is Dan signing off with Jerry signing off. But we're not gay.
We're not gay. Bye.
Bye.
That was the lovely, beautiful, and talented Laura St. John performing Vivaldi's The Four Seasons. And you can find that on magnitunes.com.